Hello everyone. I'm going to introduce this session, but before I do so, I would like to acknowledge that we are gathering on the traditional lands of the Ghana people, and we pay our respect to their elders past, present, and emerging. So my name is Eric Bouvet. I'm the Dean Education for the College of Humanities, Arts, and Social Sciences, and in a nutshell, my role is basically to look after students, to look after courses and topics. So you might have to do with me at some stage, and feel free to pop in if you are in the humanities building. If you have concerns or questions or comments, I'd be very happy to meet with you. So very warm welcome from myself, but also from the team here. So academics, colleagues, could you please put your hand up so that we know where you are? So I'm going to very quickly go through everyone so that you guys know who is teaching in which area. So we have Gareth, who's in tourism. We've got Matt in communication, media and communication. We have Mai in TESOL languages. We have Javier in languages as well. We have Jeff in TESOL languages, and we've got Alice in archaeology. All right, so I just want to make sure that everyone is at the right place today. Is there anybody who's not studying one of those disciplines? Nobody's doing medicine or nanotechnology or anything? All right, so you're in the right place. Could I just have a show of hands for people who are studying archaeology? Okay, so there's quite a few of you. So Alice is at the back, and feel free to talk to her afterwards. Languages. Okay, so we've got several people, but Javier would probably be the point of contact for languages, given that he teaches Spanish. Anybody in TESOL? Okay, all right. Media comms. Okay, quite a few of you. So Matt is the person. And tourism and events. Okay, so Gareth there. All right, fantastic. So as I said, I'm not going to keep you for very long, but I need to make one particular point, and that point is about support. It can be very daunting to start university, and this is, a very big campus. There's a lot of buildings. I don't know whether you've been able to go around the campus a little bit, but you would probably see that there's quite a lot to see. It's a complex campus as well. It goes up and down, and you will have legs of iron, by the time you finish your degree, which is one advantage, I think, of studying at Flinders. And I want to tell you that, don't hesitate to ask for help, to ask for support, regardless of what your issue is, whether it has to do with, you're not enrolled in the right topic, you don't know where your next teaching room is, you don't understand the timetable, or you want to change topic, or you have maybe an issue with something that is related to the content of the topic that you would like some explanations about. All these can be sorted out very, very easily by talking to our staff. So we have professional staff such as Kitty here, who knows everything about all the disciplines that we offer in the college. We've got Joe at the back as well, who is a whiz with study plans and all sorts of things like that. But we also have our professional staff who can help you at discipline level and at course and topic level. So please don't hesitate to ask them as soon as you've got a query, because the sooner you can be sorted out, the better, and then you'll be on your way to progress in the topic and finish the semester. So that's about all from me, except that I need to point out that if you haven't registered outside, could you please do so on your way out? Thank you very much. And I wish you a great start to your university life and a great start to the semester. Thank you.
Hi everyone, welcome. Is this on? Yes. As Eric said, my name's Kitty Sutcliffe. I'm one of the professional staff in the College of Humanities, Arts and Social Sciences, which is the college that looks after the degree that all of you are in, and you'll get used to that. You'll see that on a lot of the emails and a lot of the correspondence you get from us. I have to tell you, I'm a bit of a ring-in today because we've had a couple of people call in sick. I've seen this presentation a couple of times, but I've never given it, so bear with me if I look at a slide a little bit blankly for the first 3 seconds. Eric pointed out Joe before. Joe looks after the languages, the archaeology and the tourism degrees. So if you're in one of those degrees, you've probably already had an email from her. Media and Communications is looked after by Annie. Annie doesn't work today, but she said to say hello to all of you. So if you've ever got questions, you would already have Annie and Joe's emails, so feel free to email them at any point if you're not certain who you need to speak to. So let's get going. This is what we're going to look at today. And these are just some general information to help you orientate yourself to Flinders and to the college, and so that you are comfortable about who you need to be speaking to about different things while you're here. Step 1 is the essentials. So who's got their ID card already? Having an ID card is really, really important. You're going to need it to access resources through the library. And if you're in a room that has swipe card access, so one of the digital media labs, or there are some archaeology labs, and just some general teaching rooms, that you'll need an ID card to be able to access. So if you haven't got one of those yet, has everyone, when I say Okta, does everyone know what I mean? Okta's the dashboard that has all of your Flinders software applications on it, and there is one there where you order your ID card online. So if you haven't done that yet, you go on there, you upload a photo and it will be posted out to you. So that is probably something that will take a little while at the moment because we've got a lot of people asking for them. So if you haven't got yourself an ID card yet, it's really important that you get one. So pop on there and do that really soon. Who's enrolled in all their topics? Who's certain that they've got them right? Fewer of you. So after this session, we'll break out into the different degrees, and then there's going to be an opportunity to speak to Gareth and Matt and Javier and Alice about the structure of your degrees if you've got questions about your enrolment. The best advice I could give you about enrolment is to enrol early. So next year and the year after, you'll obviously be enrolling again. As some of you have probably worked out already, classes can fill up really quickly. So if you're working or you've got a complicated timetable or any of those other things, enrolling early gives you the best chance of getting the timetable that you need to fit in around all of those things. So Joe will certainly agree with me that the students who enrol late end up in problems and they end up with classes that are full. So the best advice I can give you about enrolling is to do so soon. And yes, if you haven't got your enrolment for this year worked out, do it soon. I'd also encourage you, if you haven't done it, to enrol for semester 2. For all of those same reasons. Doesn't mean you can't change it later, but enrolling for semester 2, again, is going to give you the best option that you possibly can for your timetable. Wi-Fi is really important. Has anyone seen, it's called Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It's a little triangle with the things that you need to survive, and Wi-Fi is now on the really bottom as one of the most important things you need. So you will all be able to log into Eduroam, which is the university's Wi-Fi. You can do that on as many devices as you need. When you're searching for Wi-Fi, you just, it will come up and you put your FAN in. The FAN is the first 4 letters of your family name, followed by 4-digit, and that's something you'll get used to using a lot, plus your password. And once you log into that, you'll be able to access some pretty good Wi-Fi. It's actually not a bad service. So that is available to you whenever you're on this campus. And one thing that we don't tell you is Eduroam is an international thing. So if you're at Barcelona, standing next to the university, you'll be able to log on to Eduroam there again and access free Wi-Fi. So it's a good thing to have in your arsenal. Car parking is something you will hear us talk about a lot, and all the staff laugh. So who's driving to campus and who's driving to campus? So if you are here a lot, getting a monthly or a semester or a yearly permit may be worth your while. So log on and have a look and work out the maths. On your Okta, there will be something called V-Permit, and if you go on there, it will tell you what the student rates are for different periods. See if there's one there that suits you. If you're going to be a casual parker, if you've only got classes on particular days and you don't think having a whole permit is worthwhile, there is an app you download which is called Cello Park or something like that, Cello Park, and you can buy a daily parking permit for that. But the parking is free this week, but next week the inspectors will be out. So if you are parking on campus, please make sure that you have a valid permit. Yes, in the front row.
I just like putting work for cyclists, if anyone rides a bike,
Matt?
you can use... Oh, that's all right.
No, it's recording.
If you ride a bike, which is a great thing to do, if you contact security, you can get your student card registered to get into the cages, the bike cages, so it won't get flogged. Okay, so that's a good thing to know.
Thank you. And of course, if you're coming on public transport, we now have the train that drops you down at the medical centre, and there is a bus that can bring you up there from there. So if you're on a train line, that's also a really handy way to get here. And here we go, the loop bus. There are a range of different loop buses that travel around the university and all of our campuses. So we've got a campus down at Tonsley, the Flinders Medical Centre is one of our campuses. And as Eric said, this is a big campus. So if you need to get around to different parts of the university regularly, knowing how and when to catch the loop bus is a good idea. You'll see that there is the link there. I might see if we can all email these presentations out to you afterwards so that you have all these links. Yes, Eric?
I actually experienced the loop bus last week, and there is an app you can download that tells you where the bus is along the route, and it takes about 15 to 20 minutes for the bus to go around the loop.
Thank you. So also some of the buses drop you down at some of the, the Adelaide Metro buses drop you down at the medical centre. That's how I get here sometimes, and then I get on the loop bus and come up. So that's a good thing to know about. I'm running out of time, so I'm going to start speaking quicker. Semester 2, get yourself prepared. So there's a lot of stuff going on this week for orientation. There's obviously this event. There's heaps of stuff. Have you all been down to the main hub down there? There's a lot of stuff going on down there. The clubs and societies are down there. If you're in the Bachelor of Archaeology, ArcSoc are going to come up and have a word with you out on the lawns afterwards. I'd really, 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 really recommend joining ArcSoc if you're an archaeology student or if you're just interested in archaeology. But there's a lot of stuff going on. Please do a tour of the campus. They're running really regularly at the moment, and as Eric said, it's a big campus, and this is a good way to get yourself orientated to everywhere before you start. I'd also recommend going into the library, at least finding out where the library is, because that is a resource that you're going to be using as well, and the staff in there are really friendly and really helpful, and they'll be really keen to make sure that you are aware of where you're going. These are just some of our campuses. Most of you guys will be mainly on the Bedford Park campus, but it's worth knowing that we've also got a campus down at Sturt, which is going down towards Sturt Road, and at the Medical Centre, and we've also got a campus at the Tonsley precinct on South Road, so it's possible that you may from time to time have to go down there for a class or for something else, and there is a loop bus that goes down there. Okay, Flow is really important. Who's logged onto Flow already? Lots of you. Excellent. So Flinders Learning Online, Flow, is the portal through which almost all of your electronic teaching resources will be delivered to you, will be made available to you. So logging onto Flow from this point almost daily is an important thing for you to do, because you'll quite often get announcements from your lecturers there about things that have changed, particularly in a coronavirus world. If things suddenly go astray, which I don't think they will, I hope they won't, touch wood, that is where we'll communicate that with you. It's also really important, if you're not doing it already, to start checking your student email address. So also on Okta, you'll have an Outlook application, and almost all of our electronic correspondence with you now will either come through Flow or to your student email address. So it is in your interest to be really on top of that sort of stuff, because there is important things that might make your life easier and better if you're checking that. So if you're not doing that already, please have a look. But Flow will have lots of stuff on there. It'll be a way that you contact your topic coordinator. It will be a way that you can communicate with other students in your classes, and it will have all of the resources you need there to be successful in your classes. So please make sure that you're checking that regularly. And it's stopped. Okay, I'm just going to talk then. It really has stopped. I'd like to also welcome Martin Polkinghorn, who's one of our archaeologists, who's just walked in the room. So if you're in the Bachelor of Archaeology, there are a lot of archaeology students here, Martin. So, do you have a paper copy of this, Gareth? No, all right, I'm just going to make it up. What else do I need to talk about? Oh, week. So there's a lot of social stuff going on this week. If Eric can't make it work, no one will make it work. Go down, join a club. There, I think it's the quiz. It's Wednesday, isn't it? So quiz night is on tonight at the tavern. Peter Ellis is our quiz master. He's a graduate of this college. He's hilarious. So get yourself on a quiz team and go down there and have a good time. The guys in the tavern will become your best friends once you're 18. So that's a really good place, and it's also a nice place where you will meet students from other degrees. So that's one of the great things about being at university is you get to meet a whole range of different people who are interested in a whole range of different things. And the more that you interact with things like clubs and societies and social spaces and that sort of thing, the more that you're going to get out of university.
No.
Yeah, stop. That's all right. That's all right. I can talk underwater, so I'll continue to make it up. Social events, yeah. So did anyone go to bingo on Monday night or the comedy night yesterday? No. So yes, it is the quiz night tonight. There is a community market on tomorrow. The Forest Walk is on Friday. The forest that is around the university is a great place as well. That's one of the nice things about being here at Flinders is we've got lots of green space. The forest around the campus and the lake. So who's had a big walk around the campus already? Yeah, a lot of you nice. It's a good place to explore, and there are lots of little nooks and crannies that you may not know exist that are nice places, even if to sit and have your lunch and that kind of thing. Help is available is something I probably really talk about. So there are a lot of services here at Flinders to help you when you need it. We have a GP clinic on campus, which is bulk billed, so it's free for students. We have health and disability counsellors, so starting uni is really, really stressful for a lot of people. So don't ever feel that if you're feeling a little bit freaked out that you are the only one. In fact, most of the people who aren't freaked out are in the minority. And so if you are having problems with anxiety or you're having trouble getting motivated or managing your time, these are even things that the counsellors can help you with. So ring up, make an appointment, and don't wait until you're drowning is the best advice that I can give you. If you need help, please ask for it early. It's our job to make sure that your university experience is as good as it possibly can be, and there are lots of people around to help you with that. There is a thing called yes, Alice?
Oh, I just wanted to add, if you are having any kinds of issues, don't hesitate to contact your lecturers or tutors, because we always want to help you have a good experience. If you don't know about it, we can't help you, and generally, so contact us, whatever it is. The earlier you do that, the more time we've got to try and help you sort out your issues.
Yes, that is a really good point. All of your lecturers and tutors are awesome people. There are two who aren't, and I'm not going to tell you. No, I'm joking. They're all lovely, and they're really approachable people. So never be afraid to go up to your lecturer or your tutor and go, I don't really understand what's happening, or I'm lost. They can help you with bits that you don't understand. They can give you some extra reading to help you catch up and all of that kind of stuff. So we are really, really nice people. So please don't be afraid to come and ask us for anything. And
you want to talk about this? About Connect Weekend Skills Week?
Yes, talking about support, one thing I also say is when you go down to the hub, you should find FUSA, the Flinders University Student Association. Familiarise yourself with them. They do great advocacy work. They have a financial support system if you get yourself in trouble with money. There's all sorts of things that they can help you with as well. So that's part of your experience here at uni. So if you haven't found FUSA down in the hub already, please go down and have a look. We have got orientation that is phased out into 4 weeks. So we're obviously in O week at the moment, which is why you're here. You'll find that there are 3 more steps to this that will run over the next month or so. You'll probably hear a bit about these in your lectures, but there's a lot of events going on as well. So you'll probably get some emails from FUSA and from the Flinders Support Network about these. I'd encourage you to make the most of those opportunities and go to as many things as you can and find out what is available here, because there's so much that happens at Flinders, both socially, academically, professionally, support. There's no way we could squeeze it all into one presentation. So this is a good opportunity for you to find out about as many of those things as you possibly can and have the best university experience that you possibly can. I've done that bit. So on your Flow site, there will be a orientation video for the library. I'd really encourage you to go all and have a look at that. The library is an amazing resource for you, and the library is not just a physical space anymore, it's also a digital space. So knowing how to access library resources electronically, get the best research material that you can for your assignments, You will have a lot of your textbooks and your readings which will be available for you through your Flow site, so knowing how to access those is a really important part of your study. I think that's probably all I need to say about that one. Again, lots of mentoring programs, so you can either be a mentor or a mentee. You're probably at the mentee stage. Next year you might want to think about being a mentor. And again, there's a lot of ways that we can do that. There's one, as you can see here, for new students at Flinders. There are ones for disability, students with a disability. There is a queer space down in FUSA for LGBTQI plus students. So if that's you and you think that you would like to get in touch with other people in the Flinders community, you can pop down there. I'm sure that their space is open, the queer space is open this week. Go down and introduce yourself to them. Again, get in contact with as many of the services as you can. This is one of the most important bits of this presentation. We are here to look after you, but you are also here to look after each other. So Flinders University operates really much on a basis of mutual respect for each other, staff and students, and this is a responsibility to each other that we take really, really seriously. So whether you're in a classroom or you're communicating with each other online, doing that respectfully is important, and we don't have a lot of tolerance for people who choose not to do that. So if you feel that you are in a space in your lecture or your class or in a social area where you are not being treated respectfully, please come and speak to someone about that. We're not here to point fingers or blame anyone, but we want to make sure that everyone feels included in our space. So that is a really important thing to do. And this is for all staff as well. So from the cleaners to the associate professors to the professors, everyone around here gets treated equally. And we expect you will be treated equally, and we expect that everyone else will be treated equally as well. So that also helps you have a good time and be part of our community. And So emails are really important. You know, we are imperfect human beings as well, and sometimes we make mistakes. So writing to us and going, hey, I think maybe my grade's not right, or you said you were going to email me this thing and maybe I've missed the email, but if you haven't done it yet, could you please send it to me again, is a much better way of communicating with us than getting disrespectful about it. And we will always do our best to respond to you in the same kind of way. Is there anything that the academic staff want to say about respect in the classroom? Anything thinks I've nailed it. All right, good. So yeah, be nice to people. Being nice to people is really important.
Time to remind us all that it's not, maybe it's not so much about respect, but it's just about helping with the flow of communication. Especially at the beginning, if you're sending us an email, it would be a good idea to remind us, for example, what topic you're enrolled in or what class you belong to. Sometimes, you know, we have folks who come by classroom and communications, which is great. Sometimes we get the odd email saying, hey, what did I miss?
Yeah.
By
third year, your lecturers will know you really well, but this semester in particular, as Javier said, just going, hi, my name's Becky, and I'm in your Tuesday class for this topic, and this is the degree I'm in. When you're communicating with staff, it's really good to put your student ID number in there. That's different to your FAN. Your student ID numbers all probably begin with 22. It's a digit. That's the way we look you up on our system. So remembering to include those is a really good idea because it helps us find you on the system. There is a thing called Ask Flinders. Has anyone used Ask Flinders yet? A couple of you. That's also on your Okta dashboard. So if you don't know who to ask, or you've got a question that's not specifically linked to one of your topics, going through Ask Flinders is a really good idea. On the screen, it looks like some horrible, faceless, meaningless corporate system by which you will go into a void and your question will never be seen again. It's really not like that. I'm here to assure you that it is really not like that. If you are in one of these degrees and you put one of those in, it is likely that your correspondence will end up with Joe or Annie or myself, and we are all real people and we are all really interested in making sure that you get the answers you want. But then if it's not for us, if it's for admissions or graduations or fees or the library or something like that, it makes sure that your question gets to the person who needs it quickly without getting lost in our emails as well. So don't be afraid to use Ask Flinders if you need it to speak to people about anything general or you don't know who to ask. I've done these a bit out of order now. Is there anything I've forgotten? So you will get, yes, we'll make sure that you get these slides. There's a bit here about cyber abuse, which obviously is a big issue and goes the next step beyond just respect. So again, if you feel that you are the victim of cyber abuse in any way, please make sure that you contact the right people here so that we can know that it's happening and do what we can to make sure that it stops. Any questions? Sorry, that was a bit random. Yes.
Is it called OneDrive or something like that where we can actually store our presentations?
Yep, so on Okta, I'd encourage you to go through Okta and click on everything. There's a lot of stuff there, but yeah, OneDrive is a document storage cloud-based system where you can keep your stuff.
And how big is it?
You get 1 terabyte.
Oh, great.
Big enough. Yeah.
Unless you are video recording every do you, I'm just curious, because as academics we don't get to see your side of things in the system very often. Are you familiar with something called Compass? Is that supposed to be your entry point for your Flinders Lab? No, that's good to know. Because I was going to say, I know that the university is pushing Compass as an entry point for students. I know that it's been introduced last year and is still in development.
I think it's still in development. So Javier's speaking about something called Compass, which is a portal entry into a lot of services. If you haven't done it yet, I'd encourage you to just go onto the student page of the Flinders website. So when you log on up the top, there's a staff link and there's a student link. That page has got a whole heap of stuff for you around topics and timetables and enrolling and graduating and calendars. So if you haven't had a look at that yet, just spend half an hour on the bus or something flicking through there and seeing what's around there. And I think you probably get into Compass through that. Yes, Eric?
Can you mention Ping?
Ping is a student newsletter that will also, I think, comes to your inbox, is an email. But I think there is also a ping on your Okta, and this is the way you find out about important stuff and fun stuff. So I would also encourage you to read ping if there are opportunities for things like exchange, when we're allowed to do that again, or travel, or interesting guest lectures, or opportunities, or work experience, or that kind of stuff. You will get a Flinders career newsletter, I think every Friday, and that will have stuff around preparing yourself for your career when you finish university, but will also have current employment opportunities in it. So if you're looking for work, the Careers Hub email is a really important one for you to read. Thank you for bearing with me while I faked my way through this presentation. I appreciate that. So now we're all going to go out into the courtyard. I think there are some snacks out there for you guys. Please help yourself to that. But you'll see that there are different areas set aside for each one of the degrees. So again, tourism is Gareth. Media and communication is Matt. Languages is Javier, and archaeology is Martin and Alice. Feel free to find these people. If you have questions about enrolling, your topics, where do I go, am I in the right degree, all of that stuff. These are the experts. Come and say hello.